Welcome to Espo's Picks, your go-to podcast for all things Espo. I'm your host, Melanie, and I'm thrilled to have you join us on this exciting journey as we delve into the heart of Espo's programs, its community, and the incredible people behind it all. Espo's Picks is more than just a podcast. It is a platform designed to illuminate and celebrate Espo's diverse programs and community interventions. Each month, SPOS Picks explores specific themes that align with the SPOS core programs and values. Now, let's dive into our theme for this month. For the month of November, we are shining a spotlight on our advocacy of sustainable development, particularly via the Sustainable Development Goals. SPOS School of Life has been advancing the SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals through its diverse initiatives focused on providing free, inclusive, and liberating education, along, of course, with community development. For instance, SPOS program, which fosters a culture of belonging, aims to contribute to the eradication of extreme poverty, which aligns with SDG 1. ASPA also works to improve community health through its daily feeding program linked to the community garden and the Walang Gutom project, which prioritizes local food production and consumption. So this supports both SDGs 2 and 3. Beyond academics, ESPA also ensures that every child develops a love for learning, financial literacy, and essential life skills to help them navigate both present and future challenges. Ultimately, even without explicitly mentioning the SDGs, ESPO has been actively contributing to their local realization. This podcast will explore this in greater detail and will highlight how ESPO addresses various other components of the Sustainable Development Goals. Today, we are joined by Gerald. Gerald, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, good morning, Mel. Hello to everyone. So I am Gerald Sanoy. So I am now the program manager of ESPA School of Life, and most of my background is on community development, and also my background on sustainable development is I studied in the Victoria University of New Zealand for a special course of sustainable development course. So I'm so happy and excited not to have this kind of podcast. It's because it's also aligned in my values as a development worker. That's all for my introduction, Mel.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to converse with you. So, do you think we shall start?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Okay. So, we have prepared set of questions for you. The first question would be, how do you think ESPO's Goal of Life incorporate the Sustainable Development Goals into its overall mission and programs?
Yes, thank you for that. Now, as you mentioned earlier, Ms. Mel, is that ESWA no, is already doing the sustainable development even without the idea and the concept. And with that, I believe, no, as a program manager in ESWA, we incorporate sustainable development also by focusing parts of the sustainable development that we are doing. For example, the SDG 2, the zero hunger, SDG 3, good health and well-being. The SDG 4, the quality education. SDG 5, gender equality. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. And SDG 17, partnership with the goals. So with this focusing, with this SDG that I mentioned to you, Mel, is that this we believe that based of our mission and overall goal of ESPWA, this we focus on this SDGs that we believe that we are doing it already, and we are improving, and we are continuing doing this SDG. So by this, since ESPWA all believe that from learning not to living, because we are a school and a community, because we emphasize here a sustainable people-centered approach to education and community development. By that putting emphasis no on sustainable people-centered approach, we always believe that this is the main mission and goal of ESPWA.
Thank you so much, Gerald. I love the idea that our community development programs go align with the broader SDGs, as you mentioned, and love as well that you mentioned how we have key focus areas, the many SDG components that we are realizing. In fact, we have towards health, economic development, educational access, of course, and so many things. And I also love one last thing that you mentioned how we realize sustainable, people centered, people powered, because sustainable development cannot really be called development and sustainable if it's not centered to the people's needs, if it's not empowering towards the communities and the peoples we serve ultimately. So jumping off from that, the second question is, how does ESPWA measure its impact in relation to the SDGs, and what are some key achievements by far?
Yes, na. So before that, I would like to answer directly with the what are those achievements, because in that case, that's also one of our indicators, no, if we're really achieving sustainable development, no, programs in ESPA. Like for example, with our program on the zero hunger, which is SDG 2, and good health and well being, which is interconnected. We always, until now, it's been already 6 years. 6 years that ESPA doing the Walang Gutom program, the feeding program of our children, our student in the school. And now, surprise, you know what, Mel? We have 138 students in ESPA that we do that already in this school year. And we extend that Walang Gutom program, the feeding program in learning hubs, no? And our learning hubs, it's all about, we already have almost 200 plus students, including the ASPA main, that we feed them every day from Monday to Friday in our student here in ASPA and also in learning hubs. We do that because we always believe that hindi makakatuto ang mga bata no kapag gutom sila. And of course, hindi din sila magkakaroon na sapat na edukasyon kung hindi tama ang kanilang health and their well-being. So with that, what we are doing, so that's our one of our achievement in the SDG 2 and SDG 3. So how do we measure that? Now, if somebody is listening here right now, if you go here in ESPWA, and then we will show you the children, no, and then with kung paano how this very young very cute, no, children student at ESPWA is that yung pumasok sila sa ESPWA na yung the word is really nakikita mo talaga they are malnourished, payat, but if you see them, they're very healthy. At saka nga ang ginagawa namin ngayon is if yung children ay naging parang he's already the measurement of, because we check always the BMI of our student, no, mga beneficiary natin sa ating feeding program. Kapag parang papunta na sila sa obese, we also control that one. So that one of our measurement, if the student is, can we see them healthy already? And then also, of course, they are doing, no, if of course we are doing the feeding program kasi naniniwala nga tayo na walang bata na natututo kapag gutom. So what we are doing here right now is that we see their academic performance also. That's part of the measurement. And of course, it connected with also one of our providing quality education with our students. So we always believe on free, inclusive, and liberating education. That's what we are doing. We put emphasis on life skill learning, which is life skill learning is that we give hope with an from a very young age, no, we develop the hope and the dreams of our students, our learners, na, to learn about entrepreneurship, community-based enterprise. So with that life skills learning that our student, no, are learning is really part of quality education, because we always believe that it will not end, no, on academic education, Miss Mel. It also end of what life skills that they can use, no, in reality. And so our measurement is that is we see our children very ang tawag nito, yung para silang they're very excited when we learn how to create, how to bake, and how to sell that. And what they are doing right now in those learnings from their life skill learning, for example, entrepreneurship, is from the earning that they have, they put that in their savings. And that measurement or indicator that we're looking is that yung mga bata, araw-araw, or either in a month, meron talaga silang savings na deposit sa kanilang bangko. And also in a part of I will focus also in clean water and sanitation. So with this here in ESPA, we always believe that because in Siargao Island, particularly in Del Carmen, water is one of the major issue. It's a challenge. It's because ang hirap dito makahanap ng sapat na tubig. And because of that, pumapasok ang mga bata natin noon, pumapasok ang mga bata na walang ligo, walang proper hygiene or sanitation. With that, with ESPA, with our board of directors and our program directors initiative, we have created a water system intended for our student in a Gawad Kalinga community. With this, it's because almost 80% of our student our learners are in the Gawad community. We're also a neighborhood in ESPA school. So these learners already now have their clean water, that they can be used for their personal hygiene. We are very, very happy with that. And then, of course, we don't stop that, Mel. We don't stop on education. We also extend in communities because we all have guided with this principle that it takes a village to build a child. But in order that we can build a child, we need to make the community, the village ready. So why that is one of the reasons why from ESPA school we extended in that SPA community, which we have the community development programs, for supporting them on their livelihoods, on creating a community-based enterprise that directly the the profit of this community-based enterprise will go back in the community, go back to our nanays. That's how, and also we have this we called program, Sweat Equity Program, which is this Sweat Equity Program, Mel, is that we have shared accountability with our nanays. We give free education to their children, but with this shared community, shared accountability, our nanays also shared. For example, they do cleaning and cooking for 16 days in school and in other learning hubs. So with that, we will just not let them clean, cook, but also we give them trainings, on what are the ways, because we believe on something na nakakasama. Kasi as in school in ESPA, nakakasama lang natin ang bata in more than maximum of 7 hours. But with the parents, in the community, sila yung mas parating nakikita ng mga bata. That's why with this Sweat Equity Program, we also put emphasis on capacitate our parents, on what are the best thing to do, on to contribute the learning, the development of our young people. So lastly, Ms. Mel, is that one of the very important is the partnership for the goals. No, partnership for the goals. It is because as you can see, SPY is just not we're not very big organization here in Siargao Island. That's why we need partners. Government and non-government partners. And also, we put emphasis that our partnership is not end with this organization, but of course, building community partners. That's why we have learning hubs, no? We have our community-based enterprise. That is also one of our putting emphasis of that partner because in order to build a child again, it takes a village, and that village of partnership also we put highlighted on these goals. That's why before I end answering the question, Ms. Mel, I always believe that if I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, the four P's of our sustainable development: the planet, people, peace, and profit. And that four P's, I believe those sustainable development goals that I have mentioned to you, that ESPA focus, we target that four P's also. Yeah, so that's all. all, Miss Mel. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the long answer.
No worries. That was so great. That was so comprehensive. Thank you so much for that clear elaboration. Love that we have layers and webs in consideration to really, materialize quality, free, inclusive, and liberating education. As you mentioned, we have to feed our young learners nutritious food, provide them with clean water, accessible roadways. We also have to amplify the community initiatives, their local initiatives. For example, community garden, community shop, and so on. We also have to teach them beyond academics, life skills, financial literacy, and so many things to really actualize the holistic aspect in development. And I also love that you mentioned our community development programs extended to other areas such as in resettlement, in remote and last mile communities, farmland and coastal communities in Siargao Island and beyond. And I also love how you mentioned that we are building partnerships to materialize better community development. And so, moving on to the third question, what strategies does ESPWA use to raise awareness about the SDGs within the communities it serves?
So with this question, and this is very nice kind of question also that I like. It is because ESPA is a community, is a grassroots communication, grassroots organization. We're really a community-based organization. We are really here in a beautiful island of Siargao, and in terms of strategy on, we want to aware the community what is the SDG. Of course, na in reality we cannot tell them na okay, nanay, tatay, ito po yung sustainable development goals. Sustainable SDG 1, no? No? We cannot teach them that way on telling them what are the definition, what we should do by definition of the sustainable development goals. In ESPA, we teach them, we have this what we call I do, you do, and we do. That principle that our program director always putting emphasize, Ma'am Jerlyn, the I do, we do, you do, and we do. So it means ESPWA is doing sustainable development goals, programs, practices. We have process, we have steps. And this what we are doing, of course, for the community. So of course, after we do that, we have this principle also for development work. We don't at the end of the day, no, we lead the community. So that's why we teach them on doing it, doing what we are doing. So that we say you do, so the community will do already. So what we are doing. But of course, there is a guidance. That's why the last step is we do. After we see that the community already doing the SDG practices, we already guide them, monitor them, evaluate them if they continue doing. So with that, after we see, because of course, if they see that what we are doing here in ESPA is good, katulad ng feeding program ng mga bata, pagkatulad ng we do clean up drive for the environment because every Friday, I want to share also, Ms. Mel, that every Friday we created Youth for Environment Club. Ibig sabihin yan, yung mga bata na kasali ng organization dito ng ESPWA, naglilibot sila sa buong community ng Gawad Kalinga to clean. No, hindi lang yung school ang school ang nilinisan ng mga bata, but the children go out and clean for around 20 to 30 minutes in the community. So that's part of it. So with that, habang nakikita yun ng community, nakikita ng mga bata, no? That, ay, dapat tama pala maglinis because this is very important for the environment. So yeah, that's why. And then, of course, the next with that is we encourage. So we attended General Assembly with the community, and then we tell them, mga nanay, tatay, as you can see, di ba, every Friday naglilinis ang ESPWA, ang mga estudyante ng ESPWA. So, do you have suggestion? Of course, we always put emphasis on community-centered So we don't dictate community. That is also a big no with us, Miss Mel, that we don't dictate community. We let community uh, determine, discover, and explore what is the best thing for them because they are it's their community. But of course, us as a organization, a development organization, we guide. No, we guide. This is how we create a community uh, centered approach, no, in terms of implementing program. That is also being highlighted of what I have learned in the sustainable development course, that every development that we need to do, it should be comes from the community. Hindi pwede na tayo ang mag-dictate kung anong tama sa kanila. We just here to guide them. So with that, so nag-initiate, no? The community would initiate, okay, we clean already every Saturday also. And then we see the community is doing. And now we do. Sabay-sabay na kami naglilinis. So that is only one example that I am telling you, Mel, that the strategies on how we aware, no, how what are the awareness that we do in the community on what is, no, SDG, and also what are the important, why SDG is important. Yeah, so again, I will go back. I do, ESPA do, we do, community do, and then we do, community and ESPA is doing the SDG. Experiential, also having the experiential learning approach. That's all, Miss Mel.
Thank you so much, Gerald. I love the idea that our capacitation is so hands-on, all that I do things and how it actualizes, from co-creation and cooperation to actually self-sufficiency and people sovereignty. So, yeah, now down to our last question, I think. What advice would you give to other organizations looking to align their work with the SDGs based on ESPOA's journey?
Yes. With this, I remembered when one of the I heard, no, when organizations, not just like development organizations but also our like businesses, corporate organization, or all institution, even the government, sometimes they feel like implementing or doing SDG, sustainable development practices, is very hard. But when I learned also, and when I studied in New Zealand, because they're one of the country that doing a best practices in sustainable development, it's really not hard for them, and I really reflect with that. And when I came here, no, when I become a staff, a program manager of ESPA School of Life, and then listening, studying all the history when how did ESPA is being uh, built, no? So with that, SDG is not that hard because when you go back with the principle of SDG, which is the definition of the sorry, the simple definition of SDG is that when you created development, it should not compromise any of the pillars of sustainable development, which is environment, social, and economic. So you should not compromise with that. That's what I've learned on the definition of sustainable, simple definition of sustainable development. So in ESPO journey, they do it step by step. They start on social education. They start on why education is very important. And they see, no, they assess that this resettlement area in Siargao, the Gawad Kalinga village, there's a high need, no, a high need of a education, a quality education. But if you go back here in 2016, maybe education is not important here. It's not important, and it's because living is the most important, which is they need to sustain their daily living, for example, food, jobs. So education is neglect. So that's why it was being compromised, no? Education is being compromised through because of living in terms of profit. They need to gain profit, income. So we don't prioritize education. So that's how ESPA started. They started on the assessment of education that we need to provide a free, quality, liberating education to this community for the future of their children. So with that, I think my advice, no, I would just to focus on that the beginning is my advice for maybe it's not really a recommendation or an inspiration that I also being inspired of our leaders here, no, in ESPA during the beginning is that just look on just focus on one thing, focus one goal first in SDG because SDG 7, we have SDG 17, but all of that is interconnected. So it means you cannot do everything all at once. No, you cannot do everything all at once. So you can focus on one thing first. So it's first what ESPA do? They focus first on education. And then with that, they expanded on because they understand that even though we give education, ang mga bata is malnourished, pumapasok ng gutom, walang gana makinig sa guro, sa teacher. So of course, they think about the SDG 1, zero hunger, and SDG 3, the health and well-being. So with that, sorry, it's not actually SDG 2, zero hunger. So with that, uh, so inisip yun ng ESPA. So they start step by step. So again, I will go back. So what I would like to say to organizations, development organizations, or all institutions, maybe you can start focusing one SDG, and then step by step, we can we can achieve all the SDG 17. Yes, that's what ESPA is doing because ang ginagawa pa, I think ESPA is already has 6 SDG. Yung mga minention ko, we are on the 6 SDG focusing. And maybe next year we add another SDG. Yeah, so that's all, Miss Mel.
Thank you so much, Gerald, for everything. Thank you for gracing this podcast. It's really amazing to know that as School of Life hems in sustainable development to its advocacy, ultimately for free, inclusive, and liberating education. So thanks again. Do you have any words of wisdom as we conclude this session?
Yes, Miss Mel. I think one of the I would like to highlight also when we think about development, we need to go back on the in the community level. All development should comes from the community, not comes from the outsider. It always comes from the community. On the principle of decolonization, that's I have what I really what learning that I always love. That everything we need to do is a community-centered development program. Let us be reminded but that if you want to have or we want to implement development. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gerald, for everything. I love that you mentioned how we ought to decolonize development. It shouldn't just be a buzzword nowadays. It should be real development, people-centered, people-powered, and real sustainable. So thanks again for that. And of course, thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Stay tuned for more inspiring conversations and stories of hope. Remember to spread love and hope wherever you go. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay updated on all things ESPWA. And remember, each month we'll bring you a new theme that mirrors ESPWA's programmatic focus areas, so there's always something new to learn and discover. So until next time, stay inspired and keep the spirit of ESPWA alive. This is Melanie signing off.